Hi y'all, my name is Melissa Folks and I'm a naturalist for the East Bay Regional Park District. And today I want to share with you all an activity that you can do right at home. Sometimes going to the parks isn't always easily accessible, and here's something that you can do right around your neighborhood. I myself am in my apartment complex right now. Plastic bag with you because we're going to be collecting some leaves so we can do some resist paintings when we get back inside the house. When you get your leaves is you want to find some that have fallen on the ground. You never want to pull anything directly from the tree or from a bush. That's not something that we want to do because it's a living thing. So what we want to go ahead and do is look at the ground around us. So if you're looking around on the ground, fallen leaves, because they still have a little bit of moisture in them, and so when we're doing our resist, they won't crack on us. So we'll just take a couple of these to take with us inside. And you can come on and follow me and I'll show you the next step. All right, now that we're back inside, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what our finished product is gonna look like. This is a resist watercolor. Some of the supplies that you're going to need for this activity include some jars full of water. I like to have two just so I can start cleaning my brush once I put it into paint, and then I can like really clean it with the second one so it doesn't get all murky and the paints don't mix together. You're going to need a few white crayons, some paint brushes of your choice, watercolor, and then those leaves that we picked up outside. You may remember that I mentioned before, we want to use leaves that had pretty recently fallen from the ground, and when we collect our leaves, not let them wait too long. This is because I learned this when I went leaf hunting the other day, and these guys now are super dry and dehydrated, and they're not going to hold well when I press them underneath the paper. Once we have all of our supplies ready in front of us, we're going to go ahead and look through our different leaves and see which ones we can see like a lot of the veins coming out from the back. The ones that you kind of have more rigid veins are going to transfer a lot better on our resist later on. This one looks really good. Just an interesting fact, when we look at these leaves, these veins right here actually are helping transport water to that plant, right? I also have quite a few broad surface leaves, and that's also really helpful for the plant itself. That broad surface on that leaf is going to catch that sunlight so that the plant can photosynthesize. And as you may know, photosynthesis is the process where plants turn sunlight into sugar, which is their food. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take this leaf right here. I kind of like the placement there. Maybe a fun upside down one there. And maybe I'll put this guy here. For your first try, I suggest just using like a 8x11 sheet of paper and then folding it in half and pressing it down. You can use other types of paper. I only had printer paper on hand. You can also use like those really nice thick cardstocks. That would probably be like a really nice card in itself, or maybe you want to frame it for later. It'll also probably hold your watercolor a little bit better. So once I have that firm and secure, I'm going to go ahead and take my white crayon and I'm just going to rub pretty vigorously all over, trying to make sure that I'm keeping the paper and the leaves as still as possible. And it doesn't have to be perfect. A part of this is the experimenting and kind of trying new things. That's part of the fun. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take these little leaf guys out. And now I'm gonna go ahead and choose my watercolor color. And I recently have had like an affinity for blue. Sometimes the color might be like a little too thick, and you can use some of that water to lighten the color up a little bit. It's usually better to work lighter with watercolors and then build your colors over top. Because if you work with a lighter base, you can always go deeper. Once it's already really dark, you can't change it. Okay? All right, so now I'm just gonna do quick broad strokes over top. of my crayon. And so it's called a resist watercolor because the wax from the crayon is literally pulling away the watercolor from the crayon, which is gonna give us this really nice image. This one's coming out really good. It also doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the edges really clean. I kind of like the messiness of the sides, but totally up to you. All right, super easy, super quick. You can do different types of collages with your leaves to get kind of the prints that you want. You can use smaller pieces or larger pieces of paper. Just a fun, quick activity that you can do with your family or with some friends while you're unable to access the parks, or maybe it's raining outside. So I hope you enjoyed this brief tutorial on resist watercolors, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.